I'm the camera person.
And we're the audience.
You hear that? That's 17 innocent lives being lost at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School school shooting that took place in Parkland, Florida. It's ridiculous to inform you that most Americans in the United States can legally buy a military-style firearm before they can legally buy themselves a beer. Hello, my name is Elide Mejia, and today I am going to talk about why we must support gun control and the actions you can take to support it. Here's a handout I have brought with me today with all the information that I will be covering. First, I will discuss the death casualties in the United States. Second, I will talk about how you can support gun control legislation. Third, I will talk about the results if we do or do not support gun control. I see that all of you in the audience are still in school. How would you feel sitting in your English class knowing that a gun is firing shots just outside your classroom door? The next victim could be anybody. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, or even you. The current gun laws are the cause of much of the violence existing today in America. And gun control legislation needs to happen so that it is difficult for people to obtain guns. I'll begin by giving you statistics of firearm fatalities. Any American can be a victim, but even more so in the states like Texas where gun laws are most relaxed. The problem is that in mass shootings, the place changes, the number of deaths changes, but the weapon remains the same: guns. There have been 150 shootings since the 1996 University of Texas Tower shooting that left 7 people dead, according to the Washington Post. USA Today says that the massacre at the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas of last year left 58 people dead. CNN says the shooting in a nightclub in Orlando last June of 2016 left 49 people dead. NBC News reports that the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs shooting left 26 people dead. Besides mass shootings, there are other gun-related deaths in the United States. Homicides account for 36% of firearm-related deaths, according to the New York Times. 1.3% of firearm-related deaths are unintentional or accidental, according to the New York Times. At this point, I'm sure that you too see the need for gun control legislation to feel safe in common public places and to save the many lives that are being lost today to firearms. Let me tell you about the actions you can take to support and aid in legislation of the gun laws. Donate and join a gun reform group. If you shop with Amazon, make sure to sign up for Amazon Smile and donate to a gun prevention organization. Join the campaign to keep guns off campus, sign petitions, contact your state, federal, and local representatives, and register to vote and support representatives that are for gun control legislation. As you can see, it only takes a couple of minutes and a couple of dollars for you to support gun control. Now let's look at what will happen if we do or do not support gun control. If our country has a stricter gun control, we will not have to worry about our safety and the safety of our loved ones and of becoming another victim of a firearm death. If we do not support gun control and do not have reform on gun laws, American fatalities would only keep on rising. Many argue that carrying a fire gun is for the protection of themselves and their loved ones, but they wouldn't need to possess a firearm if they were sure that the person that is trying to harm them is not carrying a firearm because it is illegal in our country. As you can see, gun control legislation is essential for our safety and can result in a deadly massacre if we do not support it. I have told you about the recent shooting fatalities, the percentages of homicides and accidental deaths as a result of the firearms, ways to support gun control, and what can happen if we do or do not support the gun control. Imagine your father is attending a concert, your mother is shopping at a mall, your brother is watching a movie with his friends, and you're sitting in your English class when all of a sudden you see a human being holding a firearm and decides to take action. Bam! An innocent family of four was just lost to a deadly weapon. Think of the security and safety you will feel while being in a public place without having to fear that your life will be taken from you at any given minute because of a firearm. So act now. Pick up your cell phone and make a quick phone call to all of your representatives. Get online and donate a couple of dollars to organizations. Join a campaign, sign a petition, and go out to vote, vote, and vote. Yes, people pull the trigger, but guns are the instrument of death. Gun control is necessary, and delay means more death and horror. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
What do you think or know about schools and increasing security for potential shootings?
Okay, so I personally work at a school myself, and ever since the mass shootings have become more popular in our country, we have been practicing lockdowns. A lockdown is a drill or a practice if a potential shooter were coming to the building. So this is done by locking all students inside the classroom, immediately turning off the lights, making sure all kids and students and faculty, teachers, and any other visitors in the building come inside and are not visible through a window. That way, if there's a potential shooter, we are not visible to them. And we also have made a rule at our campus for all students to carry mesh and see-through backpacks. That way we can see what they are carrying in there and we can control the items they are bringing into the school. And if we hear any rumor or comments about a kid joking or even if it's playing around, saying something about a potential shooting or that they're going to shoot, we immediately report it to authorities, the policeman, the principal, and then they go ahead and investigate and make sure it's nothing too serious. Anybody else have a question? Yes.
What have you personally done to support gun control?
I personally like to research the people who are running for offices, and I make sure that I vote and support the campaign of the representatives that support gun control legislation. I have also used the Amazon Smile option when I'm purchasing things on Amazon, and I have donated to some gun control organizations. And at the college that I am attending, whenever there is a meeting or a protest or a gathering of all the students that are against the open carry law, which is somebody or a student, faculty can carry a gun on campus, I make sure to attend and support so we can get rid of people carrying guns and creating a more dangerous environment at my school. So thank you all for coming out here tonight and listen to what I had to tell you. I hope that you go out there and you support gun control. Now, if you could do one more favor and come up here and face the camera one last time so they can see my audience.